Germany is reporting that United have made contact with Eintracht Frankfurt to register an interest in Hugo Ekitike. It's understood they're exploring conditions of a potential deal for the 22-year-old forward. Not straightforward, though, because Frankfurt want 100 million euros, about 85 million pounds, because Ekitike has 4 years left on his deal. But Sky Germany reporting Manchester United made contact with Eintracht Frankfurt to register an interest in Hugo Ekitike. We'll keep a very close eye on that, and of course you'll hear more in the transfer shows which start again.
Mbeumo couldn't quite get that one done before the deadline. You still think that'll happen?
It's interesting, this, because now the spectre for Manchester United is Thomas Frank imminently arriving at Tottenham Hotspur, and he would desperately like to have Bryan Mbeumo at Tottenham Hotspur, and he can offer Bryan Mbeumo Champions League football. The information we have as it stands is that Mbeumo wants to go to Manchester United. A lot of that deal on the personal terms side have been agreed in principle. It's just whether Manchester United and Brentford can agree on a fee. Now, there has been one bid of £45 million plus £10 million in performance-related add-ons. That makes it around £55 million package, which Brentford have rejected. There's a school of thought that their feeling is, well, if Matheus Cunha has arrived to Manchester United for £62.5 million, well, Bryan Mbeumo is worth at least £62.5 million. So Manchester United will need to raise their offer. We expect United to go back in. And as I say, as it stands, it's United who are in the driving seat for it. But I'm told just never to rule out anything. And the Thomas Frank situation just might have added a bit of a dimension to a potential, shall I go to Tottenham because I know the manager and I've got Champions League and I don't really have to move home, or do I go to Manchester United?
Viktor Gyökeres is another name that's been heavily linked. What's the latest on that one, Darms?
United are definitely interested. It's our understanding that they have made initial contact, but via intermediary, so there hasn't actually been club-to-club contact between Manchester United and Sporting. But the Sporting president, he's been having his say, because there's been all sorts of reports suggesting that Gyökeres has been promised he could leave for around £60 million because he stayed on at Sporting for last season. Well, the president has firmly denied that and assured every Sporting fan and warned, rather than assured, every interested party that Viktor Gyokeres will not be going to leave Sporting Lisbon for 59 or 60 million pounds. So he will be going for more money than that. The noises again coming out of Portugal is that Viktor Gyokeres is not happy about that, because he thought he had a gentleman's agreement about being able to go for less money, so it would be easier for him to do so. This one looks like it can rumble on, but you can understand the interest from United. That it's a priority position that they want to fill, and I'm told they want to fill it regardless of whether Rasmus Højlund stays at United or not. And maybe it could be beneficial to someone like Rasmus Højlund as well. I know he's been heavily criticised in the 2 seasons he's been at United, but in his defence, he didn't have a pre-season when he arrived, and his second pre-season, where he started really, really well in that pre-season, was curtailed because of a hamstring injury, and then he rejoined the group, having missed the majority of that second pre-season. And then at, 20 years old when he arrived, he's expected to lead the line of one of the biggest football clubs in the world, and having had no previous experience of the Premier League and made 12 starts, I think, for Atalanta the previous season. So maybe a risk from United, but surely they needed to bring in someone who had more experience. Maybe they see Gyökeres as that player.
I'm going to ask you both a two-pronged question, and then this is how it's going to work. So clearly Gyökeres and Mbeumo, and they've got Cunha over the line already. I'm going to ask you, Sam, if you think signing those 3 players makes them top 4 contenders next season, or if they're still short. And then, Darmash, I'm going to ask you if it's actually going to be possible for them to do the hat-trick and get the 3 top targets. So, Sam, firstly to you, if Cunha, Mbeumo and Viktor Gyökeres are all walking out for Manchester United in Manchester United shirts next season,